Like to call Planning Development Committee to order for March 4th, 2024. Please call the roll.
Counselor Walker?
Here.
Counselor Allen?
Here.
Counselor Plunkett?
Here.
Could I get a motion to approve minutes for November 20th, 2023? Counselor Plunkett, Counselor Allen.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Any old business? Seeing none, we'll go right to communication. Number one, City Clerk's Office has received a request from David Thompson, owner of Gibby's Irish Pub, located at 8 West 2nd Street, for a waiver of noise ordinance to host outdoor musical performances. This has been an ongoing request for the last maybe 8-10 years, and I don't believe we've ever had a problem down there. If we did, we have the police called, and then they can shut it down if need be. Is anybody here from Gibby's? Seeing no one here, but anybody have questions? Concerns? Okay, could I get a motion? Counselor Allen, Counselor Plunkett.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Going on to number two, City Clerk's Office received a request from Stacy Dawson of the Sting of Oswego Incorporated for a waiver of noise ordinance in order to host outdoor musical performance during the summer months of 2024. This has been the same thing. We haven't had no complaints there. We did one year, I remember, and we rectified the problem. And is there any questions, concerns, or anybody from the Sting like to speak? Seeing no one here, no questions, could I have a motion, please? Counselor Plunkett, Counselor Allen.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Okay, seeing no more new business, could I get a adjournment, please? Counselor Allen, Counselor Plunkett.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
I'd like to call a Physical Services Committee meeting to order for March 4th, 2024.
Counselor,
Can I have the roll call, please?
Counselor Burridge?
Here.
Counselor Benucci?
Here.
Counselor Walker?
Here.
Counselor Gozick?
Here.
I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of the February 20th, 2024 committee meeting, please. Counselor Gozick, Counselor Venucci.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
Do I have any old business? I see none. We're going to move on to new business. Communications. Craig Rebior, the Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, has received a request from Eric Manfire in order to donate a memorial bench in honor of his mother to be located along the East Linear Park. Do we have anybody here like to speak on it? I see no one. This has been an ongoing issue for a while. We've been getting quite a few benches down the Breakback Park, and we've since moved to some new locations, and I believe this is why it's at the East Linear Park. Can I have a motion on that? Officer Walker, Counselor, sorry. Counselor Walker, Counselor Gozick.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
I'll bring your badge. Greg Rebior, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, has received a request from Oliver Hine in order to donate a memorial bench in honor of David Clark to be located alongside the Lakeside Park. If anybody doesn't know where Lakeside Park, this is the new park over on the east side. It came in on the Barlow administration. Pretty nice place, and this would be a great asset down there, I believe. I think this will be the first one down there, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
Anybody here to speak on this? Can I have a motion, please? Counselor Venucci, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
The Office of Economic Development has received a request for use of public space from the musicians, collective of Oswego County for the Sunset Concert Series to be held at Breakback Park throughout the summer of 2024. This is an ongoing concert that we have down the Breakback pretty much every year. We've never had an issue down there, no problems. Anybody here to speak on it? Can I have a motion, please? Counselor Gozick, Counselor Venucci.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
The Office of Economic Development has received a request for use of public space from James McCarthy in order to host the Beta Ta Epsilon Barbecue in Brightback Park from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday, June 8th, 2024. Is anybody here who'd like to speak on that? I see none. Can I have a motion, please? Counselor Lozak, Counselor Minucci.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozek?
Yes.
The Office of Economic Development has received a request for use of public space for the Oswego City Youth Bureau in order to host a summer blast event at Brightback Park from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, June 15th, 2024. Is anybody here who'd like to speak on that?
I'm Jen Lacerdo from the Youth Bureau. I did this event last year, except this year I would like to add inflatables. The kids' yard sale is very successful. The kids make their own money, and we get pretty packed down there, 200 to 300 people for the kids. And the only change this year is adding inflatables.
Anybody have any questions for Ms. Lacerdo? Like to have a motion? Counselor Venucci, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozek?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. The Office of Economic Development has received a request for use of public space from the Zonta Club of Oswego in order to host a women's march for reproductive rights in Civic Plaza from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on March 23rd, 2024. Anybody here like to speak on that?
So there is a demonstration going on in Washington, D.C. on, I believe, the 26th of March. We are just looking to show our support for that group on that Saturday and demonstrate in the public space.
Thank you. We have a motion on that, please? Counselor Walker, Counselor Gozek.
Counselor Byrd?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozek?
Yes.
See no other business, can I have a motion to adjourn, please? Counselor Venucci, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozek?
Yes.
At this time, I'd like to call to order the Administrative Services Committee. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett?
Here.
Counselor Burridge?
Here.
Counselor Allen?
Here.
Counselor Benucci?
Here.
Counselor Walsman?
Here. I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of the February 20th, 2023 committee meeting. Counselor Allen, Counselor Venucci?
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Waltman?
Yes.
Anybody have any old business? Okay, let's move on to communication. Item number 1, Mayor Robert A. Cordino has received a request from the Oswego Lacrosse Club Incorporated to replace an outdoor lacrosse box and requests authorization for the city chamberlain to complete a transfer of funds in the amount of $30,000 from the Recreation Savings Account to the Parks Materials and Supplies Account for same. Mayor Cordino?
Thank you. Good evening, councilors. Back in December, Councilor Plunkett and Burge and myself went over to the east side and took a viewing of the box lacrosse. And I have to be honest, I didn't know it was there. It is in total disrepair. And I did some research and found out that back in January of 2021, that box lacrosse, which was owned by the lacrosse club, donated it to the city of Oswego with the stipulation that we would take care of it and keep it up. Well, unfortunately, nothing has been done to keep it up, and it's gotten to the point, and I think the two councilors that were with me can attest to this, it's too far gone to repair. So at this point, as you can read in your packet, I had Commissioner Rebuor look into the fact of replacing the entire rink, or lacrosse box, I guess would be a better term. And you see in your packet that I'm looking for a transfer of $30,000 from the Recreation Savings Account to the Materials Account to pay for this. Does anybody have any questions about this? At least for me. There is a representative here from Box Lacrosse that I'd like to introduce and hopefully answer, or at least say a few words, and maybe you can ask him some questions. But anything for me at this point? I'm just here to give you some of the history and why we're here today. Seeing none? Okay. I'd like to introduce Bob Doc Nelson. I believe he's the either father or grandfather of lacrosse in Oswego.
Good evening. Probably headed towards great-grandfather here pretty soon. As Mr. Corradino said, I helped found the Oswego Lacrosse Club back in 1984. I've been with it ever since. This is my 41st year of working with the club and coaching. I'm here with two of my associates tonight, Joe Gibson and Dan Whitmer. We are an incorporated, nonprofit, all-volunteer organization for kids grades K through 12. We've had men's leagues, adult leagues, co-ed leagues, whatever you want to call it, all the way through since 1984. We have a constitution, bylaws, website, Facebook page, and we're a 501c3 organization. In our glory years in the mid-90s, we had over 300 kids playing. We've hosted 2 Ontario Lacrosse Association All-Star Games. I went out to eat, that was to promote the game for the college coaches. I actually went out to eat at the press box afterwards with the Duke lacrosse coach, and I think that's probably the only Duke coach that's ever come to Oswego looking for players. We worked with Anthony Richmond with the Lax by the Lake tournament for 25 years. We had a senior team in 2000, 2001, and we also hosted the Challenge Cup tournament for several years. We've had approximately 150 of our kids go on to play college lacrosse, 18 at Division I, 13 Division II, 95 at Division III. We've had approximately 10 kids go overseas to play internationally. We've had 2 play professional lacrosse. One's playing right now. We've had 5 All-Americans, and we have 1 Hall of Fame coach, to our knowledge. Oswego kids have played in and won national championships at the college level. We are talking about box lacrosse, which, as the mayor said, is inside basically a small hockey rink. It's the fastest team sport in the U.S., fastest growing team sport in the U.S. right now. There's about 3 million participants. The participation rate has increased 579% in the last few years across all demographics, male and female. This September, Utica is hosting the World Championships at the Nexus Center, so it's coming to Central New York. Lacrosse has the highest percentage of high school athletes competing in college at 12%. I think 1 out of 10 high school athletes has a chance of playing a college sport at any level of any sort. 1 out of 7 kids who play lacrosse have a chance of playing in college. We like box lacrosse because it's a higher skill set. It's faster. You get tons of repetition for the kids. The ball is always in place. You're not chasing the ball down the hill, down the sewer, into the fields, into the woods. The professionals play with a shot clock. The colleges adopted the shot clock a couple years ago. Next year, high school is adopting the shot clock, and kids have to learn how to play fast, and that's another reason why the box lacrosse is very, very useful. There's, I think, 221 Canadians now playing in the NCAA with box lacrosse experience. As a high school coach, I have a lot of guys who want to play in college, and it's hard to play on the offense because Canadians are taking over the jobs. It's a great recreation. People love it. People love playing it. I think they like watching it. I'm just trying to bring back something that Oswego can be proud of athletically. You know, as a high school coach as well, I'm tired of losing to kids with box lacrosse experience. And our kids just need to catch up. We also have had the last 2 years, what's called a senior A team, 18 years and older, the Riverhawks. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but it's another box team with, I think, about a third of the team is from Oswego, Fulton area. We finished 10th in the country last year, second in our leagues, in our second year of existence. It's brought a lot of recognition to Oswego on the national level. We've got, I think, 5 All-Americans playing on the team. One of our players was invited to the U.S. National Box Lacrosse Team tryouts, and one guy was picked up by a professional team up in Canada. He's now hoping to make it in the pros next year. So that's some of the things we've done, why we want to do it. It really promotes the skill level. It's just a lot of fun. It's really active. The kids play it. They're sweating. They're sweaty. They have fun. It's hot. It's just a lot of fun for the kids. You guys have any questions for me, or? Yes.
How many participants do you have now, through the year?
We just had a meeting last week. Last year we had, I think there was 201 kids playing. The year before that, I think it was 212.
Beautiful.
Numbers are going down everywhere for all
Everything.
sports, yeah, yes.
Just to, and give you a little benefit too, I see why the numbers are going down. There's actually no place around here for kids to really play. My grandkids actually go to Lysander to play, and they're 8 and 11. I mean, it's a half an hour ride up there just to go up to practice. I think this is a great thing, and, having it here in the city is nothing but a benefit to keep the children, giving them something to do and keeping them off the roads. I think it's an opportunity for us to do something good here.
Yeah, in the last few years, our kids have gone to Rochester, Buffalo, Utica, and Syracuse on a regular basis to play. As well, yeah, the Syracuse Jones Road, of course, but yeah, Utica, Buffalo, and Rochester.
Now, do you have tournaments there, or just, is it practice?
It would just be practice, it would just be development, because the box that the space is only about 100 feet long. A regulation box is 200 by 85. We're gonna have less than a half a box. So we can't have tournaments, we can't invite people in. It'd be great if we did.
How about future?
We need a space. It won't fit down there. It will never fit
It would
down there.
never fit in the rec.
Never fit there.
Okay.
I'm just looking at it as purely for young kids. It would be great. For, high school, college guys, you can play 3-on-3, 4-on-4. And it's a lot like Russian hockey. People are going more towards the small games anyway, 3-on-3 basketball tournaments and things like that. So it'd be more just, recreation development. No, I can't promise anybody's gonna come to it.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we certainly appreciate everything you do for the community. Can I get a motion, please?
Yep.
Counselor Allen?
Hold on.
Sorry, Craig.
It's
I
okay.
didn't
Good
mean to
evening.
cut you off.
Craig Barbier, Commissioner of Public Works. I'd just like to make a brief comment on, as Public Works Commissioner, Parks and Recreation, I'm happy to be a part. Hopefully the council is favorable in this, happy to be part of the guests and get this going for the kids. It's something we do need. One more thing for kids and young adults and even adults. I think that this is a fantastic thing. It's going to clean that area up. It's right adjacent to the Little League's batting cages next to the pool. Total disarray right now. This is going to be a very good thing. And on a housekeeping item, I'll just ask for an amendment to this. Rather than the parks materials and supplies, we put it in athletics fields, just for accounting purposes at DPW, so we can track the spending on this project.
You have to make an amendment on
Right.
that.
Any more questions, Commissioner? Can I get a motion to amend?
Thank you.
Counselor Allen, Counselor Walton.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes to amend.
Yes. Counselor Burge?
Yes to amend.
Counselor Allen?
Yes to amend.
Counselor Vanucci?
Yes to amend.
Counselor Walton?
Yes to amend.
Maybe the motion as amended.
Now I need a motion to amend, motion to pass. Counselor Allen, Counselor Walton.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Vanucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Okay, item 2 under communication. The city clerk's office, on behalf of Mark Slozak, city historian, requests that the city chamberlain be authorized to accept a donation from the William G. Pomeroy Foundation for the purchase of a historic marker that will be placed at the railroad bridge. Anyone here to speak on that? Mayor Cordino?
Good evening again. As most of you know, the Pomeroy Group has donated many plaques to the city of Oswego, most recently down at the Cahill Building and down at Wright's Landing and throughout the city. Actually, I guess they do it throughout the state and part of the whole country. But the issue here today is that they want to donate a marker, and Mark Slozik, our city historian, has done a lot of work in writing the grant application, and this should be an easy vote because it's not going to cost the city any money. They send us a check, and we pay for the plaque out of that, and then we'll have some type of presentation later when the plaque arrives in good weather. I just want to point out that we also applied for a grant for this particular location. I guess everybody is familiar with the rail trail, which is the old railroad bridge. I worked with strategic development last week and previously. It was due last week, but a grant application with the Canal Corp to put in some interpretive panels on both the east and west end of that rail trail. That grant application is $10,000, and hopefully we'll get that. In addition to these Pomeroy plaques, I'm looking to put in some nice interpretive panels that our city historian Slozik has created, and with the help of Paul Lear at the fort. So again, we're trying to dress up that entrance there, and the Pomeroy plaque would be a nice addition along with those interpretive panels that hopefully you'll be voting on soon if we get that grant application. We'll know in about a month. Any questions for me on this one? Thank you.
Okay. Counselor Gozick?
Oh, just because the city historian isn't here tonight, just a brief little history lesson. Actually, it's got an interesting backstory. The same guys who built the railroad bridge, John and Thomas Hunter of Sterling, New York, their homes are still there if you drive through the Sterling Valley, and actually the family comes back every year. There's two little white houses as you're going through the valley, heading out towards Fairhaven. But John and Thomas Hunter were premier railroad builders, canal builders throughout the 1840s, 50s, 60s. And they built that bridge and the tunnel that hopefully will be open again too, hopefully we get the tunnel open. It's been closed for quite a while. But, you know, it's a fascinating story because not only did they build that, but later on, they went on to give all their children sizable, I guess, amount of money to start factories in Fulton. And they were the same family, their children, the ones that started the Hunter Arms factory, Hunter fans, that created the fans that most people use today, oscillating fans. So I just wanted to mention that I think this is great, and I hope there's a way we can make sure that the panels are going to be protected. There's been a lot of damage around town. If you walk around, you'll notice that people graffitied a lot of the historical signage. I'm hoping there's a way we can keep an eye on it if we, to preserve these things. So many communities with historical heritage make it a point to protect these things. I've noticed in Oswego, it's one of the only places I've ever been where you walk along the river or you walk along the rail trail and the signs are damaged, graffiti, people gouge them. So hopefully there's a way we can look at, making sure that these are going to be safe too, and maybe preserving the other historical signage that we have along our waterfront and around town.
Thank you for the background, Councilman. Any more comments? Motion to accept? Counselor Walton? Counselor Burge?
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Vernucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Okay, item 3 on the agenda. City Engineer Jeff Hinderleiter requests authorization for the City Chamberlain to complete a budget amendment to the engineering contracted services account in the amount of $24,020 to cover costs associated with the drainage pipe repair at the West Side wastewater treatment plant. City Engineer Hinderleiter, how are you, Jeff?
Good evening. Mine is not a donation, so this will cost us money, real money. If you remember back a number of months ago, we had done a budget amendment at the end of the year in order to cover costs down at the West Side plant. And this was to address an emergency work order to close off an overflow structure that is down at the West Side sewer plant. And so what this is an old influent line that is connected to Gardner Creek. And what would happen is when we would get a surcharge, a high flow at the plant, and more water was coming in, and when I say water, I mean effluents, is coming in than we can physically treat in the plant, it would fill up that system and then pour out of that into Gardner Creek. every sewer plant has an overflow plan in place as far as if really things go bad, you have to be able to deal with it. Ours, this has been one, we've had a problem of trying to even understand how bad it is. And so the EPA, as we were closing out our consent decree, they amended it that we come up with a way to actually measure that and figure out how bad it is. Because at times the storm system, which is in Gardner Creek, will flow into the plant. That still counts as an overflow because you have stormwater mixing with effluents. So this project was to install a valve to prevent that and give us the ability to open and close that bypass depending on operational needs. That valve has successfully stopped at least 2 overflows at this point, which is good. We did have one where we did have to open it. The tanks got too full and we were running a risk. So what this amendment, budget amendment is for is to make final payment to John R. Dudley, the contractor, to what this was. If you remember at that time, I said we went ahead and paid for the valve and got that work done. This was to close that vault so it wasn't a big, wide open hole in the parking lot at the plant. So this buttons that up and it's closed, and we are now in a study period to look at how frequent these overflows are actually happening, what's the volume of effluents we're dealing with, to then be able to come back to the EPA this fall with the size of the problem identified, and we can come up with a solution to know what it means for us.
Any questions or comments for the engineer? Motion to accept, please. Counselor Allen, Counselor Walton?
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Item 4 under communication, Craig Rebior, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, requests discussion regarding the bid submitted by Rombauer Electric for miscellaneous electrical services. Commissioner?
Good evening again, Craig Rebior, Commissioner of Public Works. So we have a maintenance contract. Remember, a few weeks back asked you to vote on a maintenance contract with J&A Mechanical. This is basically essentially a renewal with Rombauer Electric. We submitted through Onondaga County to public bid on this maintenance contract again for renewal. Rombauer Electric came back as the low bidder. I did verify his pricing with Mr. Rombauer. That is accurate. And we were suggesting to go with low bid. This is a time and material contract, so this is scope of work above and beyond what DPW is capable of doing, and some of the smaller projects, again, above and beyond DPW's capability, or when you need a electrical contractor to come in and do emergency repairs. This allows us just to call on Rombauer Electric to do those things for us.
Counselor L?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm not familiar with all these companies, but I do know that most of the electric companies, the larger ones anyways, use union contractors. Do you happen to know if Rombauer uses union labor?
Yes, these are union rates.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions for Commissioner Rebior? Can I get a motion to accept, please? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Allen?
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Last item, number 5 under communication, Craig Rebior, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, requests authorization for the city chamberlain to accept payment for the use of the city's road salt and ice control sand by local entities. Commissioner?
This has been an ongoing, this is not new. This is updating a previous resolution. I actually got a phone call from Ford, Ontario, wanting to know if they could purchase some salt from us. They weren't listed, so we couldn't sell it to them. The school district, we supply them with, well, we don't supply them. They come to our building, they load their own trucks. They keep record, we keep record of how much they use. Oswego Health used to they don't visit us much more. Catholic Charities occasionally. I've had requests from Oswego Town previously, when they ran low on salt. They just don't have the facility to store the amount you need for minimum order through OGS, Office of General Services, to get, we order thousands of tons a year. Fort Ontario, 7 or 8 yards, maybe 500 pounds at a time is all they need. Again, it'll be tracked, and then we send invoices annually, school district and whoever else comes that's listed here. Whatever the market rate is for that current contract, that's what we charge. We're not in the business to make money here. It's just providing a small service to the municipalities and some of the nonprofits around, other government agencies, to help them out with salt when they can't order enough. They just, and they don't have anywhere to store it.
Any questions or comments for the commissioner? A motion to accept, please. Counselor Walton, Counselor Vanucci.
Counselor Plunkett,
Yes.
Counselor Burge,
Yes.
Counselor Allen,
Yes.
Counselor Benucci,
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Anything else? Can I get a motion to adjourn? Counselor Allen, Counselor Burge.
Counselor Plunkett,
Yes.
Counselor Burge,
Yes.
Counselor Allen,
Yes.
Counselor Benucci,
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.